Thus, why I don't shoot videos when it's nighttime. It's only 7:20 at night, but it's still dark outside. So when the sun goes away, the lights all come on, and you just gotta deal with the lighting. Here we go, The Christmas Chronicles 2. Before I get into this movie, I did watch the first one when it came out in 2018. Really, really good movie. Enjoyed it a lot. I rewatched it this morning because it's been 2 years since I've seen it. So I just decided, you want to know what? Let's just do a double feature. I enjoy the first one quite a bit, actually. I'd actually give it an A minus. Uh, The Christmas Chronicles 2. Kate Pierce, now a cynical teenager, is unexpectedly reunited with Santa Claus when a mysterious troublemaker threatens to cancel Christmas forever, and this troublemaker's name is Belsnickel, who was former a former uh, former elf for Santa Claus. Okay, so The Christmas Chronicles 2. Let's just put up with it. Let's see if I can get it a little bit darker here. Let's try that. That looks a bit better. There we go. The Christmas Chronicles 2 is not as good as the first one, but it is far from bad. I think it's just alright. It's an alright movie. I don't think I'll ever watch The Christmas Chronicles 2 again. It was a big letdown. I know they wanted to try and do something different, yes. I knew the focus was going to be mainly on, or supposed to be mainly on, Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus is played by Goldie Hawn, and Kurt Russell is back as Santa Claus. Darby Camp is back, as is Judah Lewis from the first one, and Judah Lewis has become a Netflix star. Before the Christmas Chronicles, he did The Babysitter, where he played Cole. Then he did The Christmas Chronicles. He's done a couple things since then. But this year he had The Babysitter, Killer Queen, which was all right, not as good as the first one, but still better than I was even expecting it to be. I was surprised that we got You Know Who in there. The Christmas Chronicles 2, he is back in this, so I think he's going to be a mainstay on Netflix. One, it's making him some money. Two, it's keeping him working in the acting business. The Christmas Chronicles 2 mainly focuses on Santa Claus and Darby Camp, along with her mom's boyfriend's son. They get up to the North Pole due to Belsnickel tricking them, and he also gets up there because he wants revenge on Santa Claus. And doing this, he turns the elves evil, and it's a movie that tries. That's what I gotta say. It's a movie that does try. It's not very effective at it, though. I gotta say, I was a little let down with this. I liked the first one because it was very self-aware. It wasn't too childish. This one, you have burp jokes and fart jokes and everything, and I'm sitting there like, this is a little too kiddie compared to the first one, which did really, really well. A lot of people really liked that movie. Now, with that being said, that movie was more focused on saving Christmas and trying to get presents back, and trying to find Santa's sleigh and trying to find the reindeer. This one, the reindeer Dasher is hurt and not feeling well, so they have to get him better, which is very weird because supposedly Comet, in the first film, Comet was the main reindeer that kept everything going. In this one, it's Dasher, so I think they kind of just strayed away from that, hoping that you wouldn't do a double feature. I did, and I'm glad I did, or else I wouldn't have caught that. In the first one, it was mainly focused on the son wanting to see his dad one more time. In this one, it's the sister who wants to see her dad one more time. The movie tries to have that emotional moment that they did in the first one at the very end with the Christmas ornament. It works to a degree, but it just doesn't work as well as they want it to. They try that same heart-tugging, tear-jerking moment with the ornament, and it takes place in a airport. Let's just say that. I'm trying to be very vague and not give anything away. She does see and talk to her dad without knowing it's him. So that was a bit like, oh, okay, you are this person, and could have been a bit predictable. Yeah, but at that point, I'd already checked out a little bit. I was a little let down with this movie. It was definitely one that I felt was a little too long. It was a little too long. At almost an hour and 55 minutes without the end credits. By the way, you cut 11 minutes out of that. So it's pretty much an hour 43 to an hour 44 minutes, which isn't bad, but I felt even that was just a little too long in my eyes. It felt like it just drug on a little too long, especially at the end. I did like the last shot though. The very last scene where they're singing "Oh Christmas Tree" and Santa Claus does a little nose twitch and then just goes like this, like he did a lot in the original. And there's a nice little thing that happens. This came out today on Netflix. I wish it would have been a better movie. I don't know if we're going to get a third one. It depends on how well this performs and how well people like it. I think they dropped the ball with this one just a little bit. Not saying it is a bad movie, because it still had its moments. Yes, you do get your Kurt Russell musical moment in here like you did in the first one, and this one was a lot more out there and a lot of fun. Not as much fun and not as well done as the first one, but this one they gave it their all with this performance. You get a good chemistry between Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. These two are gold together. I don't know why they didn't do more movies together. I mean this movie, Goldie Hawn as Mrs. Claus is perfect casting. It was a nice surprise to see her in the first one. I was not expecting to see her in the first one. The Christmas Chronicles 2 definitely has its faults, but it has a couple sweet moments that I am going to say check it out. It's not as good as the original, where most sequels aren't, unless we're talking about Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Endgame was better than Infinity War because, well, it has culminated 20-something films and 10 years of watching those characters go together and just fight and fight and fight, and then you just see them all, boom. It is the final one in the Avengers saga in this phase. In the Infinity Saga is what it's called. This one, I think we might get a third one. I think Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn will come back. I just want to see a movie where they go and deliver presents, and it is something like the first one. This one was different, and I'm going to give him real credit here. Oh, and the guy, the kid who played Belsnickel in this one, you've seen him before. You have seen him before. I know you have. Julian Dennison. Julian Dennison was in Deadpool 2. He was the kid in Deadpool 2. He plays a way different role in this movie. Not as much language, not as much cussing, and not as much violence at all. But definitely one that I'm going to recommend to you. The Christmas Chronicles 2 is good, but it's not what you're expecting it to be. I'm going to give the Christmas Chronicles 2 a B-. I will see you guys next time for my review tomorrow for my review of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and my complete Christmas movie collection.